Hi everyone, my name is Shannon Riley and I'm doing my vlog for Rachmaninoff, or Rocky as we call him. This is his qualifier at the Vista. He qualified with an 81 point something, which is a little bit better than our first qualifier, where everybody had a little bit of a rough go of it. But I ended up stepping back and going to a USCA event before this, and he ran the training and won on a 23. So I felt that was a really good prep for this qualifier, and I thought he was really quite lovely. He's such an easy horse for me to ride. He's lovely in the trot. He's an uphill horse. He's a big horse. He is probably 18 hands, if I'm really honest with myself at this point. But he has run, I think, 4 or 5 trainings now quite successfully. And he's very regularly scores in the low 20s, which has been really enjoyable for me to have. He makes it pretty uncomplicated, but he's such an uphill horse. You can see here in his canter, we're working on kind of keeping that nose up and out, but that's just going to kind of come with time and strength. But he really enjoys the job, and that makes it so fun for me, and he's so adjustable. We spend a lot of time right now hacking and doing fitness work as he's looking for a step up to modified actually this weekend at 5 points. So fingers crossed for that. Now I have to decide if I'm going to try and figure out a way to get finals on the schedule this year. I kind of ruled it out and was thinking I was going to do a long format with him at training level, but it's sort of hard to pass up the qualifier, especially with the USCA grants available and later on, and he is mine, so that is exciting and makes me a little bit more motivated to try and get some of those grants later on in his career. And here we start the jump phase. I thought he jumped this really well. It was a good course, nice changes that we've been working on. This line was a little bit interesting. It had a little bit of a bend to it. And again, he's such a big, rangy horse. I have to spend a lot of time keeping the balance up. And I had loaned him out for the EA21 group the week before, so I hadn't actually ridden him for a few days, but the girls did a wonderful job tuning him up for me. Here was it was a tight 2-stride here, but he was clever, as he usually is. And then here we are kind of stepping out onto the gallop. I got a huge gallop, obviously with the height, but here we are kind of jumping off the bank. I thought this was fun. He, took it a little look, but he's such a careful horse, so I can ride him pretty positively off of things and up to the fences because he is quite careful and sets himself away from the fences himself, which is a different ride for me. I'm usually riding horses that are a little bit more draggy to the fences style, but, since I started him, I can feel like most of this is my fault. That one's kind of a good one because you can see, even when I'm a bit wrong, he's so clever and quick-footed and he gets himself out of the way, which is helpful as we move up the levels. But I sometimes can get a little bit protective of this horse because he can be careful into the water. So I was really proud about how he came around this combination. This is a horse that took me at least 2 hours to get into his first water a year ago. And now he just canters right through. So I'm really proud of how he's coming along. And then we had 2 options here coming up at the Coffin where they had it set as a ditch to a 1 to a coupe, which apparently per the qualification rules they couldn't do, so they ended up opening up the 4-year-old part as well. But I thought at training he'd already seen a very similar question, and I was pretty happy with how he skipped right through it. But here we are with his gallop, and I love this horse. Look at that. He's so fun to gallop.